All right, ready to dive into something pretty wild. AI and copyright.
Yeah, it's a hot topic, for sure. And we've got a great source to dig into a brand new report from the U.S. Copyright Office.
Oh, this is going to be good. Straight from the government.
Uh,
What's the big question they're tackling this time?
the million-dollar question, who owns the copyright when you've got AI creating stuff? I mean, we're talking art, music, even code, all created by AI.
Whoa, that's like next level stuff. Anyone who's even a little bit curious about what the future of creative work looks like, this is for you. It's mind-blowing, really.
Absolutely. This deep dives is for everyone. Tech folks, artists, really anyone trying to understand this whole AI explosion happening right now.
We're going to break it all down. Unpack what the US government thinks about AI and copyright. So this report, it's called Hold On, Copyright and Artificial Intelligence, Part 2, Copyrightability.
That's the one. And, it's causing quite a stir.
Yeah, I bet. People are pretty passionate about this whole AI thing.
Well, get this, the Copyright Office got over 10,000 comments on this issue.
Wow, 10,000. That's a lot of people chiming in. Shows you how much this is on everyone's minds.
For sure, lots of different perspectives.
Yeah.
But the report zeroes in on what we call generative AI, the AI that can actually create things, text, images, music, you name it.
Like those tools everyone's talking about, ChatGPT, Midjourney.
Exactly. Those are the big players,
Yeah.
the ones pushing the boundaries and causing all the excitement. And the controversy, of course.
So does this report lay down the law on whether these AI creations can be copyrighted or not?
It does. And the big takeaway, copyright in the U.S. needs a human author.
Mm.
It's like fundamental, straight for the Constitution.
So no robot artists getting rich off royalties anytime soon, huh?
Well, hold on. It's not quite that simple.
Oh, how so?
It's not just AI can't create copyrightable work, end of story. It's more nuanced than that. The Copyright Office seems to be drawing a line between AI as a tool and AI as the creator.
Okay, I'm listening. What's the
Yeah.
difference?
Okay, think about it. Using Photoshop to touch up a photo, that's different from an AI just generating the entire photo itself, right?
Right.
In the first case, you, the human, are still making the creative choices. But in the second, it's the AI calling the shots. And that's a big deal for copyright.
So things like AI-generated images or music, are those just automatically out when it comes to copyright?
Well, there was actually a recent case where a judge said an AI-generated image couldn't be copyrighted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that decision is being appealed. So it's still up in the air. Things are changing fast. But this report, it really seems to be saying that human authorship is key.
Okay, so human involvement matters, but what if you're using AI just to help you brainstorm, get ideas? Like, let's say I'm a songwriter and I ask an AI for suggestions. Does that mess with the copyright of my final song?
The report actually addresses that scenario specifically.
Mm-hmm.
It says brainstorming with AI, totally fine. It won't affect your copyright on the final work.
That makes sense.
As long as you, the human, are the one making those creative choices. The report calls them expressive choices. And that's what copyright cares about.
Expressive choices. That's a new one. What exactly does that mean?
It's all about the decisions that make the work unique, the stuff that gives it that original flair. For a photo, it could be what you choose to capture, the lighting, the composition. For a song, it's the melody, the lyrics, how it's all arranged.
Got it. It's not about how the work was made. It's about those creative choices that make it special.
Exactly. So even if you're bouncing ideas off an AI, as long as you're driving those core creative decisions, you're good.
Your work is still copyrightable.
Seems that way, at least for now. But then things get even trickier when you start talking about those instructions you feed into the AI. Those prompts.
Yeah, the prompts, like, write me a symphony in the style of Beethoven, that kind of thing.
You got it. And the report goes deep on whether those prompts themselves could be copyrighted and what that would mean for the work the AI creates.
All right, now we're getting to the good stuff. I need to grab another cup of coffee before we go any further.
Good idea. This is going to be a long one.
We'll be back in a flash, so don't go anywhere.
I'll be right here.
All right, I'm back. Refreshed and ready to type prompts.
Okay, so the report goes right into it.
Yeah.
Could prompts be copyrighted? Well, they could, but only if they're creative enough.
So, write a love song. Not gonna cut it.
Probably not. Too general. It's more like just an idea, you know?
Yeah, right.
But what if you've got like a super detailed prompt? Pages long, every little detail spelled out.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Then maybe you've got an argument for copyright,
Ugh.
especially if you spend like hours refining it just to get the AI to produce exactly what you want.
Yeah, you put in the work, you deserve the credit, right?
Well, here's where it gets tricky. The report points out that AI is kind of a black box. Even with super specific instructions, you can't totally predict what it'll do.
Huh, that's true. So you might not have as much control as you think.
Exactly. So just because you spend hours on a prompt doesn't mean you automatically get copyright.
It's all about those expressive choices, right?
Yep. It comes back to that. Did you actually have enough control over the final result to say it's your own original work?
Makes you think about that case with the artists using their own drawing as a starting point for the AI.
Oh, you mean Rosamigma.
Yeah.
That one was interesting. The artists wanted to use AI to make their hand-drawn artwork more photorealistic.
Yeah, that's it. So what happened? Did they get the copyright?
The Copyright Office said they owned the copyright to the parts that were clearly from their original drawing,
Makes sense.
but not to the AI's contributions, only the parts that were, really a result of the artist's own choices.
So even when you're using your own work as a jumping off point, it's still about identifying which parts are truly yours.
Exactly. You own what you create. Which raises another question. What if you take an AI creation and you change it up
Yeah.
significantly?
Like really make it your own, adding your own style, editing it.
Right, like remixing a song.
Yeah. Does that make a difference?
It might. The report actually uses an example from Midjourney, where an image was edited step by step, showing how the human added their own creative spin.
So you can build on what the AI gives you?
Exactly. You can guide it, shape it, and if you put your own unique stamp on it, the report suggests that you can probably copyright those changes.
That's pretty cool. So there's a way to get copyright, even if you're starting with something AI generated.
The human touch is still key. It's
Yeah.
like the common thread through all of this. But this whole issue isn't just happening in the U.S.
Oh, that's right. It's global, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are other countries saying about AI and copyright?
Yeah, lots of countries are wrestling with this. South Korea, Japan, even China. And they're all having similar conversations.
What are they saying?
The general consensus is that a human has to be involved for something to be copyrightable. Seems like everyone agrees on that.
Humans are still important.
It seems so, at least when it comes to copyright. But each country is approaching it a bit differently. The UK, for example, has this old law about computer-generated works.
An old law.
Yeah, it's from way back before this new wave of AI. So no one's really sure how it applies.
That's got to be tricky.
It is. Trying to apply a law designed for, like, old-school computer programs to AI that can create art and music, it's tough.
It's like the rules are changing faster than anyone can keep up.
Totally. But coming back to this idea of modifying AI content, that seems like the key for now.
Like taking that AI creation and really making it your own.
Yeah, showing that you've made your own creative choices. Like, imagine a movie using AI for the special effects.
Oh, okay.
The AI creates this amazing monster.
Yeah.
But the director is still making all the decisions about how it looks, how it moves.
Right, how it fits into the story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The human is still driving the creative vision,
So like the AI is just a tool.
like a very fancy paintbrush. And the report actually talks about this kind of scenario. It says that a movie or a book that uses some AI-generated elements, the whole thing can be copyrighted, even if the AI parts aren't protected on their own.
So it's like the AI is collaborating with the human.
Yeah, I like that, collaborating. And we're already seeing platforms that work this way. Midjourney, for example, has tools that let you edit and refine those AI-generated images, step by step.
So you can really get in there and fine-tune it. It's not just take it or leave it.
Right, you're part of the creative process,
Yeah.
which I think makes this whole thing even more complicated.
Yeah, the line between human and AI creation is getting blurrier and blurrier all the time.
It is. But I think what the Copyright Office is trying to say is, don't get lost in the tech. Focus on who's making the creative choices.
That's going to get harder and harder to do, though, right? As AI gets even more sophisticated.
You're right. At some point, we might not even be able to tell the difference between human-made and AI-generated stuff.
That's kind of scary, actually.
It is. And this report doesn't really offer a solution for that. It's more like, hey, this is a problem that's coming down the road, so be ready.
We'll have to figure it out as we go.
Exactly. But for now, if you're using AI as a tool to enhance your own work, you're probably in the clear.
But if you're just throwing prompts at the AI and hoping for the best, that's where things get tricky.
Yeah, the government isn't so sure about copyright in those cases. It seems like editing, adding your own unique spin, that's the key for now.
But who knows what the future holds, right?
Exactly. The big question is, will these distinctions even matter as AI keeps evolving? Who knows?
I guess we'll have to wait and see. This is definitely something we'll be keeping an eye on.
For sure. We're just at the beginning of this whole conversation.
So much to unpack.
So much to think about.
You know, it's amazing when you think about it, all this AI stuff,
Yeah.
but it still comes back to human creativity, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. We're using these incredible tools, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. But when you get down to it, it's the human element that still matters most. At least that's what the law seems to be saying.
It makes you wonder, though, what happens when AI gets so good that you can't even tell the difference? Like, what if AI starts creating art that's just as good as anything a human could make?
That's the big question, isn't it? The elephant in the room. And honestly, some of the stuff I've seen, it's getting pretty close.
Right. So where does that leave copyright law? Do we just, like, throw out the rule book and start over?
I mean, is that what it'll take? Or will human creativity always be, that special something, the thing that sets us apart?
It's almost like a philosophical question now.
It is, kinda. What does it even mean to be a creator in the age of AI? It's wild.
And how do we protect human creators while still embracing all the possibilities of this tech? I don't know. It's a lot to think about.
It is. And this report, it's great, don't get me wrong, but it does kind of leave us with more questions than answers.
It does. It's like they opened up this whole Pandora's box and said, good luck, everyone.
Right. But hey, at least they're starting the conversation.
That's true. So for our listeners out there, what's the one thing you hope they take away from all this? What should they be thinking about?
Good question. I think this AI is a powerful tool, sure. But the U.S. Copyright Office is saying that human creativity is still at the heart of copyright. And that's something worth thinking about.
Especially as AI keeps evolving.
Yeah, I mean, what does this mean for the future of, well, everything? Art, music, books, even software. It's all changing so fast. Do we need to come up with totally new laws, or can we adapt the ones we already have?
Those are the questions we all need to be asking ourselves, huh?
We do.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the crazy world of AI and copyright.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And to everyone listening, keep exploring, keep creating, and most importantly, keep asking those tough questions. We'll see you next time.